Join an art co-op, join a nonprofit, join people who do things, not even necessarily for the monetary part, because most artists suck at balancing their checkbook. Right? Some of you that have partners, great partnerships are the ones where the minds come together, they complement each other. So I never want to find myself now, almost 20 years later, still doing computer support. So why do I still do it? First of all, I'm going to tell you the beginning, the best thing that ever happened to me is I had no money when I started my company. If I had money, I would have hired somebody else to do a brand. I would have do what you do. You hire a PR firm, you hire a marketing firm, you know. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those companies, but I think when you start up, it is important to do it yourself first. It makes you a better consumer later at PR. And in this day and age with transparency and cameras everywhere, you have to be authentic. And it's better when the founder or the founders or the creators of even a product, that product should have a story. Why do I care? There's more things grabbing for our attention. Well, lastly, I'll just tell you, this, for me, is the international symbol for struggle. It represents what you start out with in a company. Or in a company, even a large company, when you come up with a new product. No company is guaranteed success. You know how exciting it is right now? I kept worrying, like, oh my God, what am I going to do if I drop out of college again? I have to start a company, and like, I've never started a company before. There's all these big giant companies in the world, they know everything. Well, let's see, Nokia just fired their CEO. They used to dominate the world of mobile phones, remember? They still do a little bit, but for how much longer? They hired an executive from Microsoft. Who would have predicted that? We said Dell at Best Buy. Remember when Dell used to rule the world? Every business has their Achilles heel. HP is looking for a CEO, by the way, if anybody's looking for employment. And they just bought Palm. They have OS. Developers tell me they kind of like that OS. Maybe that'll be the third ecosystem behind Android and iOS. Microsoft's about to reinvent it. They've got multiple operating systems for multiple screens. I'm telling you, I thought the 90s, the 80s, the 70s were all amazing technology times, but it's all coming together and it's going to start. I think the tablet is going to change everything. Let's go a little further. This almost was my business card. Well, it was actually for 2 years, from 1992 to 1993. This is what I wrote around campus, fixing computers for my professors to keep my grades up. I meant for the income. You know, this is what most businesses do. So one of my goals today is to tell you, please do not go down the road of doing these crappy compound words, boring-ass brands. You do not need to spoon-feed the plot of your movie like I did. See, techno-medic, get it? So I thought I'm going to clean it up a little, be a little more serious. Did I do it again? Red cross, everything on with my wrench, get it? Now, the one thing about artists, and I know all of you know this, is that we all know that little voice in our gut when we compromise. If you're really honest with yourself, and really listen to yourself, you can calibrate that and get really good at knowing, because you're all great and curious about something. You have something to offer in certain situations. Some of you are better critics, and you can offer good, refined criticism at the right moment. Some of you are super creative, and while you may be seen as scary by some, you generate a ton of ideas, and you need someone else in the room here to help execute on it. But like in college, I would do my best. I'm a procrastinator. I'm like, I feel bad about it, but that's what's great about getting older. You realize, you know, you are what you are. I'm a procrastinator. But I would get A's. The paper I got A's on were the ones I started at 4 in the morning before they were due at 7 a.m. And I'd get comments by teachers that would say, nice economical use of your language. You really kept it to a sharp, crisp point of view. There's that concept of constraint playing itself out again. So I was going to hire a designer to pick a different font and clean up the logo and redraw the runner. I had assembled from like scratch and sketch it out myself. And something bothered me, like it wasn't great. And that's what great artists do. They tune in what they're great at. When you create a brand name or a product name, or you write anything you're creating, you know when you've compromised. And you know when you're like, I knew I was going to get a C on it, but have you ever done something where you knew you were going to get an A? You ever known a product that you knew was going to be successful? It's so important to calibrate to that because I think that's what successful people do. They just know who they are and they focus on what they're great at and they stop trying to be things that they're not. This is the other benefit of startups. You're so integrated. I was so integrated at this point. I was the fleet department. I was the call center. I was the PR department. So that was like a rough sketch, and the night before I just put a little marker on the side corner and I said, you know what, this isn't it. Technomedics, a stupid name. People would say, oh, you fix medical devices? So I just, I thought, really, if this thing's going to grow, it's about the power of the group. Because every time I call somebody, they'd be like, oh, that other guy didn't answer the phone. I thought, I really need to project the idea that we're an army. So when you hear me talk about global domination, company's supposed to have a mission statement, right? I don't know about you, but can you name more than like 2 or 3 mission statements that totally inspire you? I can't even like really name one. And isn't that what every company wants to do, is dominate the world? I mean, it is. You want to, even if you're a little local landscaper, I mean, why would you not want to tell people you're the greatest landscaper ever? And if you're not, then why the hell are you in business? It doesn't mean domination, doesn't mean you have to be physically global. You could make wristwatches and make 3 a year. You could dominate the world of handmade wristwatches. Pick anything, but why would you ever half-ass it? The world is far more interesting. That's what I want you to take away from today, is rethink what you call your products. Every little detail. If you Google it, you'll hear there's a story of Steve Jobs. Somebody tells about Steve Jobs. It was time for the family to pick out a washer and dryer. Can you imagine? He's so anal. His favorite appliance manufacturer, I think, is a Swedish company called Miele, M-I-E-H-L-E. And he raves about just, oh, it's so like elegantly designed. And he just must drive his family, his wife, and his kids crazy. Like they're shopping. It's like, no, we have to really think about this. He like have a family meeting on the dining room table. But yet companies toss out crappy brochures with too many words and, oh my God, the horrible clip art. What are we going to do about the horrible clip art? And you guys are mocking yourself, right? We like a sense of humor going, hi, we had to do this crappy clip art, because we're too cheap to do it, but then we keep our prices down. I mean, that at least is more real, right? Authenticity. These cameras and this YouTube and this interwebs are driving the demand for transparency. And transparency leads to the demand for authenticity. What do you really like? That's why there's shows like, what is it, CEO Undercover? Which we still don't believe, if they have even a camera there. It's like Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. The act of observing a CEO changes his behavior. And then I wrote them. And then, you know what? In 2 seconds, I knew it. In 2 seconds, I saw 20 years ahead. This will work anywhere. First of all, it's funny. It's fun. And you know what? Every time I show up at somebody's house, it's always the same thing. Like a scene. I've watched Dragnet going, that's so me. And now I'm here to fix the computer. It's over there. Step away, man, from the computer. Put down the hammer. It's okay. This is stupid. Man, you're not stupid. It's the device that's stupid. The engineers don't get out very often. Somebody else in Asia writes the manual. And please don't be impressed with my technical knowledge. I spent 1,000 Saturday nights learning this crap. You have a life. A sense of humor doesn't have to be goofy. There are many different types of sense of humor. But every brand, every company, every product should have a personality, a point of view, something that telegraphs what it is. Again, I spoke at the actual annual CPA convention a couple years ago. That was a raucous affair. And somebody came up to me and go, Mr. Stevens, very impressive speech. Of course, we all can't be as free-flowing as you. I can't be goofy. Again, I made the point. You can make fun of how you don't have a sense of humor. That's funny, too. Irony is a great source. But it's also a form of projecting confidence. I'm poking fun at myself. I'm not poking fun at the customer. I'm addressing a specific need in this business, which is people make them feel stupid. Now, you read the blogs, there are 3 kinds of people in the world. The do-it-yourselfers, I don't need Geek Scribe. I do it myself. Do a command line in Linux. Okay. Then there's the do-it-for-me's. Now those customers shop at Best Buy. Oh, I love it. He just came over and he took care of it. Then there's the biggest segment now is the I thought I could do it myself crowd. Some people count themselves in the first category. But then you know what I discovered? How many people here own a shirt that says, "No, I will not fix your computer"? Okay. So increasingly, these do-it-yourselfers who pride themselves on not needing Geek Squad, that's right. Are you enjoying going to your family picnics, doing free tech support at holiday time? You know how I used to land corporate accounts? IT departments. They got to take a vacation sometime. Eventually, they get a girlfriend. Hey, takes one to know one, people, okay? I'd send them cruise brochures. I couldn't afford pamphlets. Remember I told you I didn't have any money? So I called up Carnival Cruise. Everybody, do you have any cruises that have Wi-Fi? Give me 100 brochures. You know, they'll send you all you want. And I put my card on it, and I'd write a note going, when was the last time you took a vacation? I'll watch the network for you while you're gone. So even the do-it-yourselfers, and it endears it instead of trying to be a threat or just avoiding it all. And a lot of those people can't figure out, why is Geek Squad still in business? It's been almost 20 years. In less than 4 years, we'll be 20 years old. Because most people, now time has become more valuable than money. We do a ton of business in Silicon Valley. We have a Geek Squad location 3 blocks from Cupertino at One Infinity Loop at Apple headquarters. Why? Because these geeks that build circuit boards either don't have time to hang their flat screens or make their remote do what it's supposed to do, or just want it done. If it's done right for a flat rate, you'd be surprised. And having the brand and the logo is like having the title to a movie. And it's another good frame to think about your brand or your product. I'm also speaking to people that aren't founders or CEOs, but you're all playing roles in developing some product or service. And I would argue you're all in the service business. If you have a door, a website, a phone number, you're offering experiences already. And so, when I was in one of our call centers in Houston, and I said, they showed me the data center because they knew I would get off on that. And I said, where's the ring? They go, what do you mean? I said, you know, when I hear that, where's that sound? Show me. Point to the hard drive that the audio file is stored on. And they couldn't. And I'm like, there's not some bell ringing like the old days. It's somewhere it's stored. Is it the telephone switching station? Is it my carrier? You should know this. Because when you realize you're in the service business, you realize everything you do is advertising. I learned this because when I started out, the first thing is your name and your logo is your advertising. I put the letters inside the logo to save me trademark filing costs. Target has to file 2 trademarks, the name and the bullseye. This is a great fear that I don't want this for you. I do not want you one of those cattle on the freeway. All the work you're going to put into your product, how much you love your business, and then you're going to just appear like another name in the Yellow Pages. Yellow Pages is the thing people used to send. I was afraid of this. I didn't have any money. I was dropping out of college for the second time. And this is what most people do.